Let's do it
this way.
The only thing we have to
beer
is
beer
itself.
Beer. So many choices.
Only no function beer well without.
Woohoo! Beer!
Hello and welcome to another episode of Beer Busters. We'll bring you the news and reviews of your favorite brews. My name is Dan Baker. I am joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course the demented and fermented,
Wayne Baker.
You know, I promised you I'd think of a better one, and I haven't.
Oh, I mean, it's one of those things that I've heard so often, it's just white noise now.
Most things that I say are white noise. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's another episode that we're doing in the I don't want to say the end times because we refer to the before as the before times, but socially distanced, of course, because that is where the world is at, and obviously we have to do it. We have to respect what is going on. However, we could not get through this weird, awkward pandemic situation without checking in with one of our favorite breweries. I'm just going to go out and say it. That with old friends of the show at this point, triumphantly returning, we have
Francisco Ramirez.
Woo!
Be his little sidekick, Ken Big.
And of course,
I am Pim. You can call me Dutch. Pim Harmson is my full name. Thank you. Nice to be here.
Wow, man. I mean, I don't know if I should call you Pim or Dutch, but maybe I'll flip-flop back and forth between them. Who knows?
I just wrote down Dutch. I'm going with that.
Nice. Well, thank you all for taking the time and spending a Friday evening with us while the world implodes. Has everyone invested in GameStop this week? That's a thing.
You know, the funny thing is by the time this episode comes out, I'm willing to bet there's a good chance it's not going to be a thing
Probably
anymore.
not.
Probably so.
Probably not.
I thought about making a reference to that whole story in my game today, and I was like, by the time the episode comes out, it will already be like not.
I don't know. We're a week away.
We are, but it's I think one of the things that's going to be gone in a week.
I don't know. It better not, because I may or may not have thrown money at other things they're trying to disrupt.
Well, whatever. But
anyway,
enough about that.
Stonks aside. We've got so much that we're going to get to because it always happens when we have the crew from Mad Chef on, and I could not be happier to be spending this evening with you guys. And I think we should start off with wondering, what is everybody drinking?
Well, duh, I'm drinking Johnny Doe.
That's a solid choice.
That's what we started with. Johnny Doe as well. Cheers.
All right.
All right.
Pim/Dutch?
I'm Johnny Doe's Czechoslovakian friend. Check it out.
Nice.
I can
Just
I can
a little bit more
appreciate
bitterness.
Nice.
But similar.
And since Dan and I are always a day late and a dollar short, as we mentioned in our last episode, the beers that were shipped from McCall didn't get to us in time because of the whole holiday craziness with the post office.
with the shipping services.
Yeah, I mean with the
Yeah, what
I'm
the hell
sorry,
was up with that?
Yeah, all the delays that were happening. But anyway,
At least they didn't confiscate it and you actually got it. That's what I thought was going to
That is
happen.
true.
yeah, when it didn't come on time, that's what we thought.
So a week late, it's all right.
Yeah. But in the intervening time, we have received that beer. So Dan and I decided, since we didn't get a chance to make it out to Lancaster in the run-up to this episode, we're drinking the McCall beers. And we are starting with Roast Malone, which is American Amber Ale, I believe with coffee, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it's very good.
I quite enjoy it.
Yeah.
It's very good. I quite enjoy it.
I mean,
Quite tasty.
Well, Johnny Doe continues to be one of my favorite beers, and I mean it is a little special because the whole name and everything. But Pim, I did name it. But Pim, I have to say I had the check it out in my last Mad Chef Crowler run, and that beer is divine. And I hope it's a beer that, like Johnny Doe, is around quite often because it is quite delicious. So I know I don't have a Crowler of it, but do you maybe want to just talk about it a little bit while you're drinking it?
Of course. I've always wanted to brew a Czech Pilsner. I grew up drinking Budvar and Czechvar, Star Up Ramen, and lots of other German Pilsners, but I really found the Czech varieties I liked way more. And I did lots of research to figure out what it is that makes a Czech Pilsner different from a German Pilsner, and did the research. And Fran and Greg, they blessed me and they gave me the chance We brewed it. This is the second batch that's on tap now. But yeah, I mean, it is really like Johnny Doe's European counterpart. A lot more Saaz hops. I actually used Czechoslovakian Bujovice malt. So I got actual malt from the Czech Republic through our vendor. And I'd never done that before. So it was really lots of Saaz hops, Czech malt, and also Czech lager yeast, or Pilsner yeast. So even did the water chemistry to make it like the water in Prague. So with all that, it turned out to be really great. One of my favorite words to use for this style of beer is flinty. So it has like that flinty, nice bitterness. It's super, super balanced, but also very like crisp and dry and easy to drink. So glad you have tried it and glad you like it. And we will try to have it on all the time because it's my favorite beer.
I was going to say, we're going to try.
And I have it in the kegerator.
It's an empty fermenter and the beer's not there. He'll go in like,
no, it's time to get
out.
Yep.
He just said he may have cried once or twice when he was pulling the first draft off. So.
You can tell the excitement in his voice, and we're lucky enough that we can see your face. Our listeners can't see your face, but you can see a true sense of happiness and pride in your face when you talk about this beer. And that's got to be just the best feeling ever as a brewer, to brew something that you love so much and you're so proud of, and good for you. That's fantastic.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm very happy to brew it and very happy that we get to put it on tap for great customers. So glad you guys like it too. Cheers.
The Pilsner has always been, well, not always, but probably for the last many, many years been my favorite beer style. And I always gravitated towards a German Pils, but I have to say, and I don't know if it's because more local brewers are starting to brew them, but I've really started to fall in love with the Czech Pilsner and its sharpness and brightness. And it has all the things that you love about a Pilsner, but it's almost like, oh, this is a little like a remodeled German Pilsner. I don't know, because German Pils are what I've consumed for so long. So like the guys down at Human Robot have done one, and I had yours a few weeks ago. And so it's exciting, and I definitely want to seek more of them out. And I have to say, a lot of the true ones that have been brewed in Czechoslovakia, Czech Republic, I haven't really had. I mean, I've gone out and seeked a lot of German Pilsners brewed in Germany, but I kind of want to dig through that history and try some of those as well.
It's a very good idea. I advise you to continue your search. Go.
And when it's safe to travel again. I've been to Germany many times, but I've never been to I've always wanted to go to Prague. So maybe this is the kick in the ass I need to finally get over there.
Agreed. I need to do the same thing.
Check it out.
Go check it out. Yes.
You got a kick in the ass to go. The only thing you need is your second shot in the arm.
Hey, 3 more weeks and I get my second shot.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I have like months until I get my first one. Yay.
So Wayne and I will be traveling while you wait to get your vaccine.
Yeah. It's cool. I'll just...
Dan, and on the positive side, they may be doing the anal swab tests at that point, so, if you do that.
So what do I do with all the swabs I have from upstairs from when I self-administered?
Well, unfortunately, those
Keep them
samples...
for prosperity.
Keep them for posterity. Yeah, those samples are no longer viable for testing.
Could be next year's Halloween.
Oh, God.
I will say, and I know you guys talked about I think all of us or most of us have had a COVID test at some point in the past year.
Yeah.
I have not.
All right. Well, you guys are lucky because an anal swab would be more comfortable.
Yeah. No, that's true.
I'm not sure how it would, but I'm going to have to say, every time I go in, and it almost seems like they
scrape. Yeah.
Inside the back of your head, it feels like it.
Yes. It feels so weird. And you can't stop sneezing and crying afterwards.
Yep. I didn't get the sneezing, but I did get the watery eyes.
Watery eyes, runny nose, sneezing. I cursed at the nurse that was shoving the swab up my nose, and I felt real bad because she was trying to do a good thing, and she got a kick out of it, or so she said. But anal swabs for the win.
Wow. Hey guys, at the top of the show, we usually promote stuff, and we actually have something to promote.
I was slowly working my way to that. So of course, there's the housekeeping.
I'm so excited.
There's the housekeeping of following us wherever you may want to find us on the socials. We are at Beerbusters on Twitter and Instagram. Facebook, we are Beerbusters Podcast. There's beerbusterspodcast.com/shop. And there's patreon.com/beerbusters where you get access to things like Last Call and outtakes and punishment videos and in-person access to recordings when we can coordinate such things and be around humans again.
Anal COVID test swabbing instructions.
Hey, man.
Yeah, how to, step by step,
It's
really
an
easy.
anal swab party led by me.
Speaking
with photos?
Speaking
for
of
the right price.
Speaking of step-by-step instructions, you'll find a lot of videos of that nature on a platform called YouTube. We also have videos on there. They won't show you how to swab your ass because I think it violates the terms of service. But what we can show you is video of our Happy Fun Time games, which we've been recording and editing and posting on our YouTube channel lately. So if you want to, it is the same content essentially as the podcast, just you get to see it, and it's cut a little different because I edit it and Dan edits the episode, so we might decide to cut out different things, so that could be fun. But if you want to watch it with your eyes, or like relive past games,
what else would you watch it with?
You could. You watch the podcast with your ears, so I'm saying watch the video.
And you listen with your ears.
With your fast ears.
With your fast ears. Yeah, I forgot about that.
YouTube.com/beerbusters-podcast. Don't forget the podcast. It's very important. It'll take you to a different channel if you don't include the word podcast.
Of course. And now to the main attraction.
Yes. So every year, Deer Creek Malt House does a symposium event that is focused around grain in Pennsylvania and sort of that supply chain and all the things that grain goes into, including beer, but also whiskey, also other spirits, also foods, and all kinds of stuff. But we're going to be involved on day 2 of the 2-day symposium, which this year, of course, is going to be virtual, which sucks, but it did give us an opportunity that I don't think we would have been able to coordinate otherwise. We will be hosting, along with our good friend Nate Kresge from GK Visual in Harrisburg, who are the folks, if you don't know, I'm sure you do, but if you don't, they're behind the Port and PA documentary as well as the series and other beer-related video projects. We're going to be hosting a panel to close out the second day where we're going to be doing a demonstration of make your own pizza at home, how pizza dough is made. We're going to have a local pizza shop owner talking about that. We're going to encourage people to either make your own pizzas, get a homemaking pizza kit from different places that are offering them. Some breweries are offering them. And then while we munch on that pizza and sip on some nice Pennsylvania beers, we're going to talk to a series of guests, mostly from breweries that we've come into contact with over the years of doing the podcast to talk about COVID and the brewing industry, but in a positive light, and talk about the creative solutions that breweries and the beer industry has come up with to deal with the challenges that COVID has presented, and also how this is going to transform the industry moving forward when hopefully sooner than later COVID is no longer a concern. So that was a lot to explain what it is, but we're going to be talking to people. So if you like the podcast, that's probably something you'd enjoy checking out. It'll be a similar vibe, I think, but a little more structured in content and topics. So, Steph, if you have more details.
The symposium is Monday, March 8th and Tuesday, March 9th. We're doing sort of a happy hour style forum and demonstration, which will be in the evening of Tuesday, March 9th, still ironing out the final details and the final time. But by the time this episode posts, there should be some formal announcements out by Deer Creek. So take a look at their social media, our social media, and it could be a cool opportunity for you guys, for our listeners to jump on and sort of experience us live. We're going to record the forum and release it as an edited podcast episode, but you can come on. We're using the Zoom platform that they use for
webinars.
So it should be an interesting platform and allow people to at least interact or listen in and be a part of it. So if that's something that would be cool that you want to be a part of live, then do it. If not, then watch for that episode to post later in March. Yay, things to do.
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? It's been forever since we've had things to do.
This is our first podcast event recording that we've had since COVID, since there hasn't been events, so that's going to be cool.
Very cool.
Yeah. We had a handful of pretty big events we were supposed to do last spring and summer that just got canceled. So it's something that we've been missing. I mean, we're fortunate that we haven't skipped a beat. We have not missed an episode. We've continued to record through all of this, and I'm glad. I think it's one thing that's definitely helped me keep my sanity and give me something to look forward to every other week. But doing the events is something that is always special to us and changes it up for us and for our listeners. So we're excited to get something like that back in the lineup.
Nice.
Very good.
Yes, I'm very much looking forward to that.
As am I. So I feel like we're on the topic. Do we want to kick things off with our little COVID corner segment? our unofficial segment.
I mean, I guess
I'm
we
surprised
could.
we don't have theme music
Yeah,
for
we
this
should.
segment.
Yeah, I thought about doing that, and then I forgot.
Well, and here's the thing. I don't want to make it official under the hopes that it's not something we're going to have to do for too terribly long.
I wish I would have said that instead of I forgot.
Yeah, but obviously, as we mentioned, Mad Chef has been one of our favorite breweries. One of the greatest connections we've made in doing this podcast is meeting you guys and being able to hang out with you at the amazing brewery and events and stuff like that. So we haven't got to, at least officially catch up with you guys for this whole past crazy year. So why don't we talk a little bit about what was it like for you guys going through all of this? What did you guys do to keep things running, and how has it affected the business? I know it's a big question.
We wanted to forget about all that. I'm just joking.
It's, I think it has, just like everybody else, it's rolling with the punches at some point. Most of the time, it's like, things change. Every 2-3 weeks, we're getting, brand new restrictions. So it's just evolving. It's kind of what we've been doing. It was a blessing having the outside seating, which would have been, our patio outside if things were normal. Thank God that we had it there, and it was ready when it was, so that if it wasn't for that patio, we can all agree that that was our savior. That is what has kept us going, because just a little bit amount of time, capacity that we had inside would have not been able to keep us afloat. And that's just the honest truth, So we had the opportunity, we thank God we had the opportunity of the outside patio that added some extra seating. And once we had the beautiful weather, it was phenomenal. It was great to have folks in, so.
Yeah, I would say we probably went through the common cycle, because it was when things were first happening, it was like, are you shitting me?
Yeah.
What's going on? What are we going to do? How are we going to do? When we were forced to shut down, our first and foremost concern was our employees, and how do we make sure that our employees can continue to take care of their families and pay their bills. So that wore on us for quite a while until we were able to figure that out, and the programs came, the CARES Act and all that we were able to utilize to get through. But then it became, gosh, we were closed. We were pretty much shut down except for takeout beer for 6 weeks.
6 weeks, yeah.
So after that, and when we went to yellow and we were allowed to do outdoor seating, we were determined to try and figure out how to make the best of it. We've got a great landlord who allowed us to put a tent out in the parking lot, so that we could have some additional outdoor seating. We had the patio came online. So yeah, like Francisco said, it was just continuously reinventing the way that we were going to do business, and provide high quality beer and food to our customers.
Service. So, we went, you guys know, it's, pub service. You walk in and you found a table, and, you went up to the bar and placed your order and everything. And we've had to evolve from all those things. We have a hostess station now. We're taking, we'll take your name, we'll put you in a list if there's any seating available. We talk about the food menu. We had to adjust our menu because all of a sudden it was, we're looking at what items can carry out well, especially because most of, you're doing a significant amount of takeout, which we never intended to match, when our menu came, when we develop our menu, the menu was never meant to be a carry-out menu. I mean, we are still humbled. I mean, it's fucking incredible how much food it goes out. You know it is.
It's a family show.
No, it's not. You start with
We talked. I don't know.
You were the one, Greg, who brought up the ass.
Yeah, I was just
gonna say.
It's like he's not the anal flapping.
But I didn't technically curse.
But it was just looking at the food that will carry out well, and that people felt that there was a value to coming in and taking it home, and how you eat them, and we went through the process of how to present it and how to send it better, and we still to this day, we still kind of looking around and seeing how we can make things better and how can we continue to adjust. So.
And then Francisco went and got his first COVID test and got his brain scrambled and said, weekend specials. Mix it up every week. Yeah. Create some excitement around the specials. So
we, it's, how the name of the game is keeping keeping the brand in front of people, and giving folks, it's another, opportunity and another, excuse to come out to my chef. Not that you need it, not that I'm being but hey. So yes, the culinary staff got together and we started a simple program of a couple of specials, and it has evolved into what now is we have 2 specials that we have we've got a mac and cheese bowl that we switch every 2 weeks, an insanity ball that switches every 2 weeks, and then up to that we add our chicken sandwich that we do a special one every week, and then we have 2 to 3 other specials that we run every week. And so our culinary team, and I'll give it to them. I mean, it's been exhausting coming up with different ideas every single weekend, pretty much. But listen, that is what it takes to keep the seats filled, and we've been able to. Our loyal customers, which we love, have been with us through thick and thin, and now that's kind of our way of saying, hey, we appreciate you coming out every week, and this is what we've done for you.
Yeah, and it's in addition to the food, though, the other big change is we have more sixtels out in the private sector, in people's basements, in their kegerators, all that stuff. So that has absolutely kept Dutch and been busy in the brewery as well.
Nice.
It was crazy. When we were doing takeout beer, when it was takeout only beer for that 6 weeks, I mean, I was cleaning 10 to 12 kegs a week. Yeah. Just in takeout stuff. And then if people were wanting their sixels. We have one of our customers who has a 3-tap system in his basement, and it's a Mad Chef tap takeover.
That's awesome.
Gotta be permanent now.
Has been for about 9 months.
Yeah.
So whenever he empties, normally he ended up emptying all 3 at the same time. I'm not sure how he does that. Brings all 3 empties and gets 3 new ones. So.
It's like careful planning is how he does it.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, and you can ask Dutch, but even the brewer, they've racking their brains of putting new beers out, and and just keeping folks interested,
fresh and excited about what's going on.
And so it's just been, it was this. We were not going to throw the towel. You know what I mean? We were not going to give up. We always knew we wanted to do it as safe as possible. And I think we as a group feel very proud and happy of how we did it and how we've done it. We kept the social distance, and we make sure that our customers feel very safe and happy when they come in. That has included a little bit more extra income on our side to make sure, expenses to make sure that we can continue to do so. But, we've done, and our customers have been very happy and grateful for it.
Francisco, I have to imagine that one of the hardest adjustments for you is the social distancing, because one of the quintessential things about Mad Chef is the welcome from Francisco. Hearing your booming voice across the brewery when someone walks in, and you're working your butt off in the kitchen, but you would always make sure you do your rounds and high fives and handshakes and hugs, and and I'm a hugger too, and that's something that's been really, really hard for me. So how have you managed to still spread that Francisco charm while being socially distanced?
It's you said it at the beginning. I mean, it's been hard for all of us. I mean, we feed off from our customers. We feed off from the vibes that are in the pub, And so, when there's no inside dining, we're
that 3 weeks at Christmas killed.
Yeah,
because we just had patio seating.
It was brutal. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it is brutal because you're back there and you feed off. It's like sports and everything. They feed off of their fans. Well, we feed off of our customers, and so not being able to hear them, not being able to see them. I mean, I'm not even going to start these just anxiety of not being able to know where people are. So here and there, I'll step outside. I look outside and outside was Phil, and I will just yell at people like, "Oh, you're here!" And everybody's like, "Ah!" So it's been great, but it's the same thing. If you don't hear from me, we've been able to install, to just put this into our family members, our staff. And they're all the same. We're very grateful that people are coming in. We make sure that they understand from the moment they walked in that we're very grateful that they're here. And obviously, we couldn't be happier. So yes, you will continue to hear my voice. Now we have about 2 or 3 other individuals that run that line, but it gives me the opportunity to be on the outside and kind of walk around a little bit more, which I'm enjoying. I do enjoy being able to touch the tables and stuff. So, I walk around with my mask and, I try to restrain myself from hugging and high-fiving people. I don't do a really good job at it. But hey, listen, it is what it is. It's what has made us who we are now. We care. We truly care about our customers. We care about our fan base. We care about our family members, our staff, and we want to make sure that folks know about it.
So, Pim, how have things changed in the brewery for you, with especially the big shift to just takeout beer for a while? Did that adjust the styles that you were brewing, or did you pretty much just stay on course?
No, that's a good question. Just from the beginning, it was such a weird pill to swallow from when you hear on St. Patrick's Day or somewhere around there that you might not be coming back to work for a while, and we go to pump gas and you try to not touch stuff, and you're like touching the numbers to key in your PIN code, and then you put a glove on to touch the oven or the gas nozzle, and then you forget which hand you didn't sanitize. It was really hard. The uncertainty for me was like the weirdest thing, because I've been doing this for a long time. I don't want to not work anymore. What's that going to be like? But Greg and Fran's very supportive to the staff and making sure that everybody had income and unemployment and PPP. And it's a lot for the business owner to make that happen. So, I mean, I thank those guys, but the beer styles themselves, it was really hard because we go from brewing full time as fast as we can, as much as we can, to suddenly having to cap off your tanks and crash everything and dump the yeast strains down the drain. And we, as brewers, we were kind of alternating shifts. We weren't working together anymore because we didn't know if we should be. So I was working at nights, I would help put my kids to bed, and then I would go to work and work till midnight. It was really strange. But yeah, the styles that we were brewing at the time, we talked about it. We started making some really crazy styles. Maybe there was a little less variety, but the ones that we had on tap were very, I don't know what's the right word, like very noticeable. We kind of took some of the standards like Vienna Lager or Hibernia, and they weren't around. We wanted to make really exciting beers. So we kind of changed that up, and now we've been brewing again some of our cores from a long time ago. We just put the Vienna on tap. So yeah, we had to adjust our styles and our brewing schedules and how often we can check gravities and, it's hard to not be able to go in when you want to or when you normally do. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it was a big change, but I'm glad where we are now. I mean, time has not really flown by, but it is starting to pick up again, and seeing the reinvigoration and things look like they're kind of getting back to normal. We're brewing as fast as we can just to keep up, because we are still busy, and we're every week we're washing more kegs, and we're trying to tax determine and keg out more beer to stay above water, so we don't drop below our standard amount of beers on tap, and the freshest beer, the most quality. So it's tough, but we're looking forward to the future.
I'm glad to hear you say that you guys are busier than ever, but I'm also not surprised. I am drinking more beer than I ever have. Like, it's now just a part of my daily routine. Not that I'm having multiple beers every night, but it is a nice comfort to enjoy and makes sort of being stuck at home all the time a little more enjoyable. So I am buying more to-go beer more than ever, and I'm very mindful about where I'm buying that beer. And we've preached this on the show before, especially in the last few months. Like now, like Utah, for example, I just like, hey, I haven't been to Utah in forever. I should get a takeout from there. Permanently closed. I'm like, what? Like places that I love to go and get food and beer from are, might not be here. So I need to make sure that I am supporting those businesses, because once things do finally get back to normal, whatever that might look like, I want to make sure that I can go out to these restaurants and breweries and get something to eat and get something to drink. And I want some of that normal to come back. So it makes me really happy to hear that you're busting your ass and making beer in that brewery, because that means everybody wants you guys to make it through this. And we want to keep drinking Mad Chef beer once Francisco's allowed to give us all hugs again.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
I'm looking forward to
everybody that walks in.
But Stephanie, on that note, do you want to talk about, do you want us to share like what's next?
Yes.
So I have to say, my job has actually been kind of easy the last few months. I'd always be like, who should we have on the show? Like, do people want to record podcasts this way? But it is amazing how over the last 10 months, we have seamlessly been able to get guests. And recently, a lot of people have been reaching out to us and being like, hey, you guys still doing podcasts? We'd love to be on the show. So Greg sends me a message a few weeks ago or months ago or so, inquiring about being on the show. And of course, we always make room for you guys. But all he tells me is, we want to talk about a big change coming.
Yep.
That's all he said. So I literally copied and pasted those 3 words, and that's what's in our notes for this episode. And I talked to Greg last night on the phone, and he was kind of pushing to see if we figured out what it is or if I wanted to know. And I'm like, no, I really don't want to know. I want to be genuinely surprised and get my reaction.
Can I guess?
Do we need a drum roll?
Can I do wishful thinking at least? Are you guys expanding to Philly? Please say yes.
No.
Damn it!
Wait.
That's not this announcement.
Okay. All right. I can be patient.
All right.
Should we do the drum roll? This is on the table.
Drum roll, please.
We're gonna show it. Well,
man,
we gotta show it.
Our editor's gonna hate you. You keep doing that drum roll.
But
listen, I know the amount of work I'm making for myself.
We'll explain everything else.
All right.
So is this visual?
Steph, did you think that you thought the wall behind us?
You see that wall? That
green? Yeah.
So look around.
Oh,
whoa!
Shit.
Holy shit! It's completely different.
Where are you?
You know that?
Yeah, right.
That wall behind me over there.
Oh my god!
You know what's on the other side of that wall?
No.
What?
The pub.
That's Mad Chef.
Wait, are you in the
my
gym?
god!
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Oh, you're in the other side. Oh.
That's awesome.
Oh, yeah, I see, because where the door is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
I was like, wait, you gutted the whole place? What are you doing?
Yeah, like I kind of did too. Like over on Yeah, I thought that side was like where the brewery and the kitchen used to be. I'm like, oh my God, you gutted everything.
No, this is the former Anytime Fitness space that was next to it.
The freaking gym finally left. Yes.
See, this is the way it should be. Restaurants and breweries should take over all gyms.
Yes. Down with fitness, up with beer.
I'm going short on gym and long on beer.
That's the name of this episode.
This room that's right behind me was like an all-purpose room that they did video leg classes in. That's those 2 walls are coming down, 3 walls are coming down, and that'll be a new 20 by 20 cooler. So that'll be beer only.
Oh wow, okay.
And then over this way, in this corner right behind me over here, is where the new 15-barrel brew house is going to go.
Oh, nice.
So we're going to relocate the brewery from its current location over to this side. Fermenters will be lined up in here. We're going to have serving tanks in that cooler. This area where you can see where the floor is stained and kind of polished, that's going to be the service area, the dining area. And then over on the other side where the current brewery is, we're going to expand the kitchen into the current brewery space.
That is awesome. So I have a question / comment / wish. In the expansion of all this, so since it's a former gym, there are mirrors on the wall. Are you going to leave the mirrors up?
The
Mirrors
I was saying, Pim is
work.
emphatically nodding.
You don't want no freaky deaky stuff going around.
Well,
Or
no,
people
I just
feeling- or people feeling very guilty about themselves. It's like, look what the chef is doing. No.
I guarantee you, if I had to look at myself while drinking, I would drink a lot less.
You can see yourself on the computer screen right now.
Yeah, way more.
So that kind of goes in. So if you're taking the mirrors down, this is something I never thought of in this situation. How do they take the mirrors off the wall? Because isn't it bad luck to break a mirror? Like, does somebody take a sledgehammer to it, or they just
I'm not doing it.
carefully take it off?
Dan, I have something to tell you, and you may want to brace yourself. It's not actually bad luck to break.
I broke a mirror once, and then I died.
And then I died.
Anyway, sorry.
No, the mirrors are coming down. There's actually another gym owner that wants the mirrors for their location. So contractor's gonna take them down as carefully as he can, and then we're going to give them to that other gym owner.
Okay, my follow-up question was going to be if I could come break a mirror, but I guess not.
Wait, you're going to be able to take these down without destroying
See,
them?
that's what I thought.
I don't get it.
No.
I don't get
We
it.
don't know.
Or do you just cut out sections of the wall and just say, here, it's your problem now?
Listen,
Yeah.
That
listen,
sounds
exactly,
really
it's
impressive.
trying is what we're going to do here.
There is one.
Right.
If you want to come and break one, there is one that's broken already. So you can, on that one.
Karate chop.
Okay, so I'm planning my next Mad Chef visit. There's going to be a chicken sandwich, some good beer, a sixel to go, and I get to break a mirror.
Please don't anybody.
Yes, there you
Nobody
go.
listening to this, please do not karate chop any glass. Please.
It's probably not a good idea.
Stephanie, you remember? I want to say the last time we talked here in the pub, we talked about the future patio coming.
Yeah.
Have you guys have you all been here since the patio's been done?
I have actually dined on the patio.
Yeah,
I have
thought
not.
you
Yes.
did.
I don't think I was
So-
been there since it's been open. No.
To put this in this perspective, as far as this space, the current pub is 3,000 square feet. This gym space is 4,500. So
Wow.
we're from 3,000 to 7,500, and then the patio is another 1,500.
Now, are you still going to have the space on the other side of the patio also?
Yep.
Yes.
Wow.
Ooh, you guys are taking over.
It's going to be a campus.
That's amazing.
It's Mad Chef compound, baby.
Yeah,
Hey,
compound.
I think
Who would have thought? I remember in the beginning being like, if only that gym wasn't
Yeah.
here. I mean, we've been saying that since the beginning, and now
I
it's
think
like,
the
holy crap,
first-
the gym is gone.
the first time we ever recorded at Mad Chef, which was like how many years ago at this point, we talked about you guys eventually taking over that whole area and it being like Mad Chef Fantasyland, essentially.
See, I can I can definitely get on. Yeah,
the compound is here.
I can get on board with this because, like you said, Dutch, it's gonna be a campus. You have to establish the main campus before you can expand to satellite locations. So this is a step closer to world domination / Philly expansion.
The mothership.
There you go.
The mothership.
Dan just wants every brewery to open a satellite location in the city of
I
Philadelphia.
float that to every brewery we have on the show, it will happen. Case in point, Stickman.
That's true. Several of them have.
He lives in South
He
Philly.
does,
Come
but I
on.
also pushed him for it. You take credit for lagers being popular again. I'm going to take credit for South Philly Stickman.
Okay. I'm sorry to ask this question, but I have to ask, and you can be mad at me for asking this, but is there a timeline?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So as you can see in that, the floor is already done where the dining area is going to be.
Yeah.
So the wall is going to stay because it's a firewall and this building isn't sprinklered. So that's going to stay, but there's going to be an 8x10 roll-up fire door that goes in that wall. That'll be up all the time. So this
Nice.
connected. It won't. Yeah. It should feel like one. It will feel like one cohesive space.
Yeah.
The tentative timeline for the incremental dining, we're looking at April 1st.
Holy crap!
Yeah, that's going to be here soon.
They're no jokes.
This is no April Fool's joke.
So I got to come break a mirror like next week.
Well, I was just going to say, once the mirrors are gone, it's a cakewalk.
Yeah,
after
exactly.
that.
Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, that's the beauty of this is that there's, the bathrooms are already here. There's 2 offices that are here that we're going to use, one for a break for the employees, one for an actual office space for us because we don't have it. We've got a little other demo that we're going to do and add some doors. If you remember, there's a little patio to the left of the entrance. That's going to be our pet-friendly patio. So we're adding doors from like the inside that will go out to that patio. So there's a few things that we're doing. But yeah, phase 1 is to have this ready for dining April 1st. Phase 2 is brewery relocation. So we're working with Pim and our Dutch and Francisco and I are working with equipment suppliers to get quotes for the new brew house. That's looking like a June, July timeframe. And then we're probably another 6 weeks or so after that for the kitchen expansion. So we're hoping to have everything wrapped up by fall.
Wow.
So you said the new system is what, 15 barrels?
Yeah. So if you remember, our original brew house is a 7-barrel brew house.
That was going to be my question. Yeah, I forgot.
And in that space where Stephanie didn't think there was any way that we were going to put more fermenters.
We have.
I know.
We actually replaced 2 of those.
That's why we call him a magic man.
I know.
We replaced 2 of those 7s with 15. So we currently have in the brew house 3 15-barrel fermenters and 3 7-barrel fermenters. And the 2 7s that we replaced, we still have in storage. So they'll come over. So the new brew will be a 15-barrel brew house with 3 15s,
6 7s.
And in that, one of the things that Pim showed us the light to is in that beer cooler, we're going to do serving tanks. So we'll start to move away from kegs.
Wow. Cool. Can I ask it's again wishful thinking question. In the time between April and then when you get the new brew house set up in there, can you have cardboard cutouts in place of where the brew house will be?
Yeah,
just like cardboard cutouts of a brewery. Yeah. Here's a bright tank. Here's a fermenter.
Be like the brewery Disneyland. You can't just kind of look at it. But,
it's like the Hall of Presidents. That's not actually Kennedy because that would be weird.
Yeah.
I tell you personally for me, what has been the most fun of doing this, obviously it's, at my advanced age, I had taken this on as kind of my retirement plan.
Christ, what are you trying to say?
Dude,
I thought he was going to say, I thought he was going to say, Jesus Christ, you're old.
I mean,
he's got grandkids.
So
he's got grandkids.
Yeah.
this was always a retirement plan. So this feels like it's another step to it. So that's exciting for me. But I got to tell you, the thing that is most exciting is working with Dutch. Dutch has been such a great addition to Mad Chef, and he brings just another level, a whole different level of brewing expertise and knowledge. So going through and talking about what this, we were stupid when we bought the last brewery and put it together because we didn't know.
We just didn't know.
We just
Let's be clear.
Hungry.
We just did. There's a lot of labor saving things that and quality improvement things that we're going to do in the new brew house, which it's fun because Pim came to us with great experience, and we told him that we were going to do something, that this was going to happen, and it's fun to be able to work with him and kind of design and put this brewery together so that it is really a good piece for a brewer to work on.
Put it this way, going back to the stupid thing. Had a meeting about 2-3 days ago, and we're in the meeting, and and then Pim starts talking about all these technical shit that we are like, and he doesn't know because we are like almost kind of the same scenario here. He was at his house, we're here, and I looked at him, he looks at me, we both look at each other, he's like, we're fucking. Listen, we kept it professional, and we kept like we fucking knew what we were doing, but we had no clue what the hell they were talking. Like going back and forth, we look at each other, we're like, I don't fucking have a clue what they're talking, but hey, yes, that's exactly what we need.
So have you guys ever seen the animated Christmas movie, Bill and Opus, A Wish for Wings at Work?
No,
and there's a scene in that movie where I don't know, Opus, the penguin, is he's thinking he's in a plane and he's looking for the starboard Edelatutor. So that's what I feel like when they start talking about
being fucking lost.
Brewery, it's like, fuck is a starboard Edelatutor?
Yeah. No, he said, I don't know what it was. He's like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like, fuck are they talking? No clue. Listen, we've been you've met our brewers in the past. We've been blessed to have we've had Rob that was here, we have Sean that was with us, and now we have Pim, and it is so refreshing, and it's a pleasure every single day to come in and work with folks that are so passionate about what they do. And from day one, that was all we wanted to do. We didn't know much, but we knew that we were passionate about beer and food, and making sure that folks felt good when they came to Mad Chef. And to be able to continue to bring folks and enhance our family with the likes of, now Dutch, it is such refreshing, and it's such a pleasure to be able to work with them, and what they add to it and what they continue to add to our beers, because we say we were brewing in the darkness, and then we had Sean came in and brought us to the light, and now Sean moved on to do his own thing. Yeah, and now Dutch with us that continues to help us out, and now we're moving to this thing where we scare shitless. We know there's possibilities, but he's there and he's like, chef, don't worry about it, sir. This is what we need, and this is what we're like. We're like, fuck, we believe in you, So that's been a beautiful thing.
I got to say, it really comes through, the level of passion as a consumer and somebody who has been to Mad Chef many times throughout the years. There's every brewery that we've had on, all the brewers that we've had on have been passionate about beer, but there is a different level of it when it comes to Mad Chef. Because there's even, Francisco, we met you at homebrew events back in the day. I remember I first met you at a Bacon and Beer Fest in Harrisburg. And that was it was 2014, because my buddy got married and I was out for his bachelor party. there was just this extra level of passion, and God, as cliche as it sounds, you cook and you brew with love, and it comes through. It's like you said, you want to give everybody a hug that walks through the door. You don't get that anywhere else.
You said, Mad Chef, we are very extra.
We're grateful for what we've been able to do.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get us. We
Thank you.
We put our heads together and we scratch our heads every single time. We ask ourselves, are we doing the right thing? Is this the right move? And here and there. But, ultimately, at the end of the day, people forget this part. It's the industry business. We are in the service industry. And service is always the number one thing. Your product has to be pristine. You can't do it if you have a shitty product. But we never forgot we are in the service industry, and we always knew that the most important thing was to make sure that every single person that walked through our doors felt like they were taken care of.
Yeah.
And that we genuinely care. And that has been from day one. It's been Greg's and mine view. At this point we can goddamn stamp it or tattoo it on our backs. But we pass it to our family members too. And we don't talk about them as staff. We talked about them as family members because that's what they are. And because the fact that they continue to understand and they know what it is that we're pushing, they do it when we were not here. And so now we have a brand new generation of Mad Chef individuals and family members that come in and greet folks in a different way, in their own way. And our customers have like this little niche and like connections to each one of them, which is it's that fucking place. Cheers. It's you walk into Mad Chef and it's everybody knows your name, and that's it.
Drink another beer.
I was going to say, somebody get another beer because one of us is going to start singing and we can't afford that.
When it comes to shit like that.
No, that's good. That's good. I'm just glad nobody started singing because we can't afford that song.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to go. All right, I'll stop.
No.
I opened.
Right,
Okay.
so what are you drinking?
Well, I wanted to open Slim Sheffy, but I don't
That's
think
what
you're
we're drinking.
No, you're not drunk enough for it yet.
Damn it,
I want you to
that's
sing.
not, it's 4%.
I opened Dark and Dank, and here's
All right,
why.
So we're gonna go to that one, and then we have Slim. We were drinking Slim Sheffy.
Hold on. There's two reasons why I got this beer.
Why?
Number one, I am a little obsessed with the fact that black IPAs are making a little bit of a comeback, and I am totally okay with that. And number two, Francisco messaged me about an hour before we recorded, what beers are you drinking? And I said, Johnny Doe, Slim Sheffy, Pounds and Mounds, and the black IPA, because I couldn't remember the name. And he said, which one?
Oh,
yeah, that is true.
That is fucking amazing.
Yes.
So bring it back. I love black IPAs.
You know what's even more amazing about that? It's the fact that Dark and Dank was Mad Chefs. It was Pim's and Ben's, baby. And then to that, we partnered up with Our Town with Rob, Rainy Cellars with Sean, and we come up with a black IPA, which is the other beauty of this industry is that camaraderie. It's just
Everybody help each other out.
It's all of us together, And so now we have 2 black IPA.
I love it. And I'll tell you what, I cracked open this crowler and right away, the aroma is like everything you want from a black IPA. Like the hop aroma, like you're sticking your head in a bag of hot pellets with like those roasty malts just like kicking your ass. Oh, this beer, yeah. I love it. I love it. I don't care if they were cliche and they like short-lived and people didn't like them. They're making a comeback, and I'm going to declare that they are a cool beer style. So thank you for brewing it.
That's the Falconer's one.
Dark and Dank.
Oh, yeah.
Tim, talk a little bit about Dark and Dank.
Well, Dark and Dank is a beer that I used to, when I homebrewed.
Just real quick. Hey, Dutch.
Yep.
Your girls can't hear this, can they?
No. I'm on.
All right, good. Just want to make sure.
They're cool. Yeah, they poked their head in, and I was like, "Hey guys, how you doing?" They do that with their mom.
Daddy's working.
Yeah, mom works in here a lot too, and they kind of always jump in when she's on calls, but it's okay. It's 2020, 2021. You know, it's the world we live in. But Dark and Dank comes from a homebrew recipe I used to do. Was I always loved this like Cascadian dark ale, CDAs. And I actually used to brew it with rye malt. This one that definitely has no rye in it, but I used to brew a black rye IPA, and I loved it, and it was one of my favorite styles because of my whole belief on a black IPA is that like you close your eyes and drink it, and you don't see the color. You really just taste hops, and then there's this like little bit of a backbone of roast. It's not a big player. It's all debittered malt, dark malt, carafa, and you do as much as possible to eliminate roast, because roast would take away from the hops. And that's why I think the ones that we make are so pungent and hoppy, quote unquote, because you're not getting blown away by roast or toast or any caramelization. So we basically paint it black. We make like a really great IPA, and we just paint it black enough that it's black. But the idea when you're drinking it is that you get all hops. And then if you close your eyes and then look at the glass, you're like, what the hell is this? A black? What am I drinking? A porter? No, it's a gas beer. So that's where that came from. And Ben helped me with the name. Naming beers is tough, because if you go to Untappd, there's 3 of these. There's 5 of those, you know, there's a lot of duplicates out there, but for us, yeah, we try to make names that create an impression in your mind, and experience, a place you've been, you know, like kind of a olfactory memory maybe. And so that's how we kind of name our beers. So Dark and Dank it's the second time we've brewed Dark and Dank. We changed it up a little bit, but it is one of my go-to beers. I love black IPAs, India black ales, CDAs, hoppy dark beer. I don't care what you call it. But an ale that is dark and hoppy, I love. So I'm glad you guys are drinking it, and I'm glad you like it.
This is all very...
Steph was, we're about a week behind on delivering beer.
Yeah.
All right.
This is all very serendipitous, though, because today the game is Libation or Fabrication, which is all about beer names. And there's a black IPA in the game, and there's another beer that is the name that's shared by like 4 different beers. So all of the points that we've just been talking about will be represented in today's game as well.
Does that mean that it's time to play a game?
Well, I was also going to say, if you were talking about coming up with beer names, I think I have 2 names for upcoming black IPAs. The next one should be, I see an IPA, I want to paint it black. Because I really like the painted black terminology. And the other one is just, which one?
I like that one better. Much better.
Which one?
Which one? And that's how it. Listen, that's how it starts. His name's with Stephanie. You know, it all started with the no-name beer, and I was like, the no-name beer.
I can't believe I met who named Johnny Doe. That's amazing. Cheers to you.
Yeah,
cheers.
That's how it's like the nameless beer. The nameless beer. We're like, what are they talking about? Damn it, we didn't put the name on the freaking website. So at that point, we weren't thinking about website. You know, it's like, oh, we have a website. Look, we put 4 names on there.
John E. Doe.
The rest was history, as they say.
You know that just a jump or I forget what you call that, a tangent. We brewed a Mexican lager or Mexican cerveza, and we called it Juan E. Doe. So, we kind of riff on that, and it was really good beer. It was a homebrewer that won a contest, and we brewed his batch. But it was called Juan E. Doe.
That's amazing.
John Doe. Very
perfect.
Cool.
That is funny.
Have you done a Jane Doe?
No, that's a great idea.
Not done.
So you now named 2 beers.
What would Jane Doe be?
Now, if we brew that, y'all got to come out.
Of course.
Done.
Done.
Jane
It
Doe.
has.
Yeah. What
It has
what
to
would
be
it
a lager, obviously, and I feel like it should be like Because I was going to say a brown ale because I'm a brunette, but I'm thinking a Schwarzbier.
I like it.
Because it is like legit one of my favorite styles. And another beer style that's sort of making a comeback.
Oh yeah.
There you go. Put it on the books.
I'm in.
Yeah, if only this was being recorded somewhere that we could remember.
Oh, I forgot to hit record, guys.
Oh, wait. And Francisco and I still have a vegetarian beer dinner.
Yeah,
Oh,
listen,
shit,
with
that's
the
right.
whole new kitchen and everything that we got.
We've been planning this for
no
6 years.
excuses anymore here.
So here's the thing. If it were to happen this year, I am more likely to eat not meat.
I'm more likely to eat not meat. You wouldn't
we're
just come to
gonna
a
make-
vegetarian beer dinner because it's me and Francisco?
Well, I would, but I'm more
He
likely.
would bring bacon in his
I
pocket.
wouldn't complain about it as much.
Listen, if what's the case, listen, we'll sprinkle something on your plate before it goes out. Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
it depends on what you're
Sprinkle
sprinkling.
something on your
Like,
plate.
Little cheesesteak meat.
Yeah, I mean, I can take sprinkled bacon. I just didn't know if you were like gonna drug me or something.
Oh, I was thinking butt wipe
How do
pads.
you want it to go?
Whatever you want.
Wait, hold on.
Tell me.
Wait,
Tell me.
butt wipe pads? What even is that?
First I've heard.
That's
First I've
what
heard
got
it.
me.
What even is that? Is that a sentence?
It makes more sense than butt wipe pads.
What happens when I'm drinking now dark and dank?
Oh, we might be getting closer to a wrap. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
you don't understand. I'm like, mira, wait. Yeah, I'm close.
All right. Next beer will be Slim Sheffy, and you're rapping.
But no, I'm already halfway into Slim Sheffy.
Oh boy. So I just want to interject real quick so everybody listening can fill out their scorecard.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the scorecard.
Dan and I, during the last 20 minutes or however long we were talking, polished off a crowler of the Lehigh IPA from McCall. Well, this is the... Oh, no, that's the Lehigh IPA.
Oh, you know what they should have called it? They should have called it the Lehigh PA.
The Lehigh PA. So now we have just cracked open the Little Lehigh, which is a session version of the big...
No,
Lehigh IPA.
you did it wrong. You're
We
supposed to
did.
drink them together.
Oh,
And I didn't realize
shit.
it until... Well, we're drinking it one after the other because I started pouring the crowler and I was like, oh, shit, there was a whole side-by-side thing. But we did that on the show, you know?
Well, I mean, one of us did that on the show.
Well,
One of us did it right.
I'm saying that like we did that and had a conversation on the podcast already. We don't need
Yeah,
to
well,
do it again.
I didn't mean you had to have a conversation on here. I just meant you missed out on doing it.
He's on
Happy
like his
Friday.
third one.
Happy fucking Friday indeed.
West
Yeah, I
Coast
didn't
is the best coast.
There you go.
Ooh. Should I put the kimono
Yeah, it
on?
is.
I'm kinda-
They got
I
In-N-Out
switched from
Burger. We don't-
lager to IPA. Oops.
That's okay. That's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah.
No, Dan and I have been drinking these IPAs too, our last couple beers. I think I'm ready to come
It's like
back
a
to
whole
IPAs
costume and set.
Yeah, I had one recently that
You know?
was it felt right.
because I think we all go through the same thing where like IPAs get all the hype.
Not gonna wear my-
Make IPAs clear again.
Yeah.
Make
Yes.
IPAs clear again.
See, the
I
problem
agree with
is
that.
IPAs went from that to hazy to back to they're starting to be clear again. Like that's how the IPA should be. Don't get me wrong. If you like the hazy ones, drink the hazy ones. But like that's a different thing altogether.
But yeah, I feel like everybody starts, they get into craft beer, and you gravitate towards IPAs because that's always what's popular, whether it's hazy or otherwise. And then you kind of get sick of the hoppiness and the always chasing the bitterness, and you go back and gravitate towards those. We talked about this a lot on the show, how you try to go back and gravitate towards traditional styles and lagers and stuff, which we've done for a long time now. But lately, now when I have an IPA, I kind of get a little nostalgic.
Little bit.
Not so much the hazies, but like the old school, the West Coast.
But now think about it. Where do you think we're gonna go back now? Because we like went from like pallet wreckers and clear IPAs to like sweet hazy IPAs, and now we're like juicy. In the middle, there was some sort of like the brute.
There was the brute for a minute, yeah.
Oh
It
yeah.
disappeared.
5 minutes.
So where do we go? Like that is the thing. It's like, where do we go now?
We go to lagers.
I think people want beers that they can drink a lot of, because I think that's what we're all doing. People are buying 6-packs and cases and 6 stills of beer. We want beers that we can keep drinking. I think the obsession with always having something different and trying, I think that's waning a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, I keep going back to
drinkable beers.
Yeah, I keep going back to beers that I know that I like and are lighter beers, like Reading Premium or Love City Lager. You know,
Dad drinks Reading Premium more than water. I can vouch for that.
I mean, that's not entirely true. My nutritionist yelled at me. Do you really?
We used to. We grew up there.
We grew up there. I didn't know that.
Listen, I agree with you guys. That is more and more. I mean, maybe it might be age too and shit, but I levitate more to like, or gravitate more towards like.
So you levitate? Wow, you get more amazing every time we talk to you.
Low ABV beers and like beers that I can. I mean, how long in this industry now? I still don't know how to drink beer. I just know one way. It's like. So, you know, it kind of helps me when they're in the low ABV, but I still want that flavor.
That's when you start to levitate.
And gravitate. Two things, you know. But yes, it's just that's where we're at. I mean, personally, that's where I'm going more. It's like more of the session IPAs. So I want the low ABV, but I don't want to sacrifice the flavor.
Yeah.
And you know, and the bitterness too. So
I feel like I can point to my beer drinking journey to, I don't want to say like school people, but like it goes to show the gamut that you can run, because it was the running joke for literally years that I would levitate towards the higher ABV barrel aged beers.
Thank you. Don't laugh. I saw you. He said levitate. I was like,
Well, I mean, I only said it because you said it. But yeah, I used to go towards like the 13, 14% dark, barrel aged stouts and this and that, and like I like those these days, but it's intimidating to open a bottle of that. I can't tell you how many bottles in this fridge here I have of beers that are over 10% that I don't even think about opening.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, they're phenomenal, and they have their time, and they have their, But if I'm going to pound a couple beers, I want something that is on the lighter side, and I want something that I can,
You guys,
are those Lady Gaga Oreos?
I got the Lady Gaga Oreos.
I didn't know those were a thing. What the fuck?
What the hell is that?
Is it wearing a meat dress? Because didn't she do that?
No, they're vegan, actually.
All right, so it's wearing a Beyond Meat dress.
I like that.
Okay.
Good.
That's another name of a beer, wearing a Beyond Meat dress.
Right.
Beyond Meat, yeah.
That should be a Roush beer.
Beyond beer.
Yeah.
Like that.
That would be good.
Hey, just in case you wanted to add another one of those bottles to your collection, we'll be releasing our bourbon barrel aged Blackbeard Oats here in a little bit. So.
Oh.
I would love to add that to the collection.
Thank you.
I'd like to think that I'm aging all all of these,
There's
and
a
I
lot
would
in
very
there.
much like
Yeah.
to age that. I don't want to drink them by myself.
No.
It's like
And the other thing is,
you're Mr. I have a girlfriend and I go to her apartment on the weekends.
yeah,
so like
I do
can't.
spend the weekends away. Yeah. So many of those beers that we have are also beers that were given to me and Dan.
Well-
Like this is for. I mean, not all of them, but like a couple of
Well-
them. What do you mean? Well,
You guys got to drink them
I
together.
feel there's like 2 of them in
Is
there.
there,
at
like,
least.
2 in
yeah,
there?
like I bought the King Slava. I bought the New Trail ones. Don't get me wrong, with every intention of sharing them.
no, I guess you're right. Now that I think, I don't even know what's in the beer fridge anymore.
There's a 2018 Bourbon County in that fridge.
Yeah.
We have too many fridges.
Anyway,
However, yes, I would love to add that bottle to the collection of barrel-aged beers here that I'm lovingly aging out of deference.
this entire tangential conversation we only embarked upon so that we could get to you telling us that you were releasing that barrel aged beer.
I probably wasn't supposed to do that, was I?
Nah. Listen, every time you're in the podcast, you spill the beans.
I was gonna say, yeah, like I can edit that out if we need
You have to. What the fuck?
I'm also just kind of curious what bourbon barrels it was aged in.
Actually,
Basil
it was- there you go.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
That is a very fine, respectable choice, and
I do agree.
Only the best.
I was joking around. A lot of people lately that I had multiple bottles of bourbon. I had like 7 at one point, but now I'm down to 3 because I had like that much left in 4 bottles. In fact, you and Jess were here when I was like, pick a number. I was like, oh shit, I'm out of that now. I'm out of that now. Yeah. So that might be in my mix of the next bottle I need to buy.
I agree.
So thank you for the inadvertent recommendation.
Drinks very well neat or an old-fashioned.
I do love me an old-fashioned.
Oh, there's a picture.
Oh, man.
I mean, you do know that all we have to do is just go across the
lazy.
It's right over there. I kind of respect the laziness.
Actually,
I'm not going to lie.
If I go do that, I have to move the kegs, and then people are going to know where we hide them.
That's absolutely true.
Don't give it up.
Put a hole in the wall. Then,
You told me I wasn't supposed to put a hole in the wall.
Just take a swing at a mirror and miss.
All right, are we playing or not?
I was going to say, yeah. Is this? Are you starting to record?
I know. Steph
It's
put on her
all-
kimono.
Oh, you're wearing the kimono now. Very nice.
All right, yeah,
I
we
got
got
you.
to.
Minutes past my bedtime.
Cheers, Internet, and welcome to Happy Fun Time Games, the podcast trivia segment that always prefers an anal swab. Today,
Damn it, I was thinking about that too. I said that's a brown ale.
that's a brown ale right there. That's a
That
brown
makes
ale.
perfect sense. But I don't think you'd be able to name it anal, so you just have to call it swab.
Somehow that's worse.
Only for people who know where it came from.
Hershey,
The anus, of
Swab.
course.
Hershey swab?
Oh, man.
Wow.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
No,
glad
we're gonna
that's
we're
their
gonna
next
get
collab.
sued. This is gonna be sued. We're gonna get fined.
I mean, it's
freaking all kinds of shit right now.
You didn't even get through the intro.
I didn't.
anal swabs and breaking shit.
In fact, I've only gotten through the part of the intro that's not scripted.
Oh, man.
But anyway. But I'm glad we're all in the headspace of coming up with crazy beer names because that plays in to what we're doing today. Today we have a no-nonsense traditional episode of libation or fabrication. No themes, no gimmicks, just weird beer names. Some of them are real, some of them are fake, and you have to guess which is which. We are, of course, joined by Francisco Ramirez, Try that again.
It's okay. I answered it pretty much anything.
Do you want me to be nice and edit that out?
I mean, you can.
No!
I'm
I'm
gonna
going to say, I kept the last episode where I fucked up the name of the show.
That's fine. You keep it in the podcast. I'm going to edit out of the video, though, because I have an idea of to where, like, the title intro goes.
All right.
But whatever. But we are joined today by Francisco Ramirez, Greg Kendig, and Pim Dutch Harmson from Mad Chef Craft Brewing, which is in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, good friends of the podcast. They will be competing against my co-hosts, Dan and Steph, for nothing more than bragging rights in libation or fabrication, which is a game in which I will give you an unusual name for a beer, and you must each guess in turn if it's real or if it's fake. And we begin, as we always do, to my left with Dan with our first beer of the game. Tell me, is this real or is it fake? This beer is called There Was a Fish in the Percolator.
I'm going to go fake.
Dan is saying that is fake, not a real beer. Steph, what do you think?
Why would someone name a beer that?
I know, right?
I mean,
It's very unusual for you to start the show with a fake beer name.
why would someone name a beer Hershey Swab?
Well, luckily no one has yet.
I don't know. I always say real first. I have to stick with myself. I'm going to say real, even though I think it's fake. I'm going to say real.
All right, Steph is painfully saying it is real. We're going to move to Francisco next. What do you think?
Shit.
You're going to go with real? Sorry, you cut out there. Is that what you said? All right, going with real. Greg?
Nah, I gotta say fake.
Oh, going fake. I honestly didn't expect that this was going to be such a stumper right off the bat. All right, Dutch, you're the last one. What do you think?
I've seen this kind of thing before, and I think it's real.
All right, so we got Dutch, Steph, and Francisco saying real. Dan and Greg have said it's fake. The last two are correct because it is, in fact, a rare opening fake beer in libation or fabrication. You'd never guess there was a fish in the percolator. That is from a TV show.
You know what? That's the next beer we're naming.
That's a trick. That's a trick play, man.
I think I will give a bonus point to anyone who knows what show that's from.
Oh fuck! Can we get a hint?
It was from the 90s.
I was going to ask the decade, so that works.
Show from the 90s. Anyone have any ideas?
I'm going to go Friends, because that seems like a
Dan
Friends.
saying
I would
Friends.
say Friends too.
All right, Friends. Anybody else have any ideas? 90s show where that's from?
I already Googled it.
Oh!
All right, well, you're disqualified. It's not Friends, I can tell you that. It's a quote from David Lynch's surreal and short-lived 90s TV phenomenon, Twin Peaks.
Oh, I've never actually watched that.
In the percolator.
I know many
yes.
people who are obsessed with it, and I have not listened
That
to
was
their
a
advice.
show? I
Me
thought it
too.
was a restaurant.
Twin
bit of
Peaks
both.
is a fine brewery down in Arizona.
Oh,
How about that?
cash me outside.
So we started with a fake beer.
That is Four Peaks. That is true.
4 Peaks. 4 Peaks are
Four
better than
Peaks
2.
is- yes.
Yeah, Twin Peaks is the
Completely different.
Twin Pines, Four Pines, Twin Peaks.
Car dealer.
This is
Lone Pine.
a damn fine cup of coffee. I like Twin Peaks. It's a good show. You should watch it. So moving on to our next beer of the game, and we are moving on to Steph to guess first on this one. Our next beer is called Buzz Light Beer. Is that real or fake?
Real.
Steph is saying that is real, Francisco.
Real, but I guess you're going to pay a bunch of money for it.
All right. Real with a qualifier. Greg, what do you think?
Yeah.
yeah. That's why I have to say fake. because
Oh, okay.
I think the copyright on that is too expensive.
Greg is going fake for copyright reasons. Dutch is currently talking to what I assume is his daughter in the doorway there.
I mean, that's a good phone a friend right
That's
there.
a video
yeah.
bomb. Yes, did you ask for some advice on this question?
She loves Toy Story.
Well, who doesn't? She sounds
loves
like a very
beer.
smart kid.
No, she doesn't.
She sounds like a smart kid.
Buzz Lightyear sounds real. Like it's creative and it's a good riff on light beers and Toy Story. So I think it's real.
I mean, it ain't no winter buzz, but okay.
Bam. Bam.
All right, Dan, you've got to hear everyone else's answers and justifications for them. What do you think?
I'm like 72% sure I've seen that.
Okay.
So I'm going to say real.
All right, lots of reals. In fact, the only one who said fake was Greg, and he is the only one who's wrong because it is, in fact, real.
Whew.
Yes, this
Story of my life.
I know.
Somebody pay for that one.
It's a pretty obvious pun, so you would think somebody would have picked up on it, and it is a cream ale from Center Street Brewing in Connecticut. It's also an IPA from Equinox Brewing in Fort Collins, Colorado.
Are you
And
shitting me? There's like 2 beers?
There's more. There's more. If you add a space between light and beer, you'll find Buzz Light Beer, a Helles from Alvarado Street Brewery, which is in Monterey, California, and also
I've been there.
a coffee-infused pale ale from Canada's Man Antler Craft Brewery.
I cannot believe there's that many beer. There's not many beers named the same way.
Yeah, there's probably more of them out there, too. Those are just the 4 that I came across.
Did all of your notes in preparation tell you where that Canadian brewery was?
Ontario.
Did you happen
Ontario
to
is
find
a
where
big
in
area.
Ontario?
That's the only thing I remember. Was
Okay.
I didn't look at the specific
No, 'cause
address, but it was Ontario, Canada.
That might be where I saw it because we
Oh,
made
right.
several runs to the LCBO and got a lot of alcohol, and I might have seen that there.
I will say the Buzz Light beer from that Canadian brewery, Man Antler, which is quite the name. Their description for the beer on Untappd says it's a coffee-infused pale ale, ALW, which is a typo that apparently they haven't noticed. They haven't noticed yet.
Come
I
on.
want to go to Man Antler.
Yeah, Man Antler. I do like that name.
Sounds awesome.
It's
All right.
in Bowmanville.
Yeah, I'm looking it up too, and I'm trying to see
that,
where in.
Yeah, Dan's got an annual Canada trek that he makes.
Yeah, I didn't get to make it last year because it's
Because COVID.
closer to Toronto than it is to where I go. However, that doesn't mean that they don't distribute out there. That's where I crossed the border in Kingston. That town's great. If you ever get a chance, to go to Kingston, Ontario, do it.
Also watch Twin Peaks.
This is for you out there on the internet who I am pointing to, not just the folks on this recording.
I was taking it personal.
I will. You got me. I will.
All right, good. It's worth it.
Kingston, Canada, everybody. Worth a visit. 2 beers down, moving on to the third, and we have come to Francisco to be the first up to guess the name of our next beer. Is it real? Is it fake? Our next beer is called Random Name Generator. Is that the name of a real beer or is that fake?
Random name generator.
It's called Random Name Generator.
I don't know.
That's not an option. You got to pick one.
Real.
Saying it's real. All right, Greg, what do you think?
Real.
Greg also saying real. On to Dutch.
Wait, I said no.
Gonna go no.
Gonna go it's fake?
If you're a brewery owner, you can do better than that.
Oh, okay.
Or can you?
Hot
I was going to
takes.
say, so I'm up next, yeah?
You are up next.
So no offense if you thought of this, but this sounds dumb enough to be real.
Oh,
So I'm going
okay.
real.
All
I
right.
was thinking the same thing. This is better than you, Wayne.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm saying real.
Dan and Steph saying real because they think it is too stupid for me to have come up
Oh,
with.
no.
And they are correct.
Oh, all right, good.
Because it is, in fact, real. Sorry, Dutch. Yep. It is real. So now this is interesting. This is the one that is a black IPA, or at least it appears to be a somewhat rare example of the black IPA style, also known as Cascadian Dark Ale by people who really like syllables. This one is from Tiny Rebel Brewing, which is in Wales over in the UK, but it's not exactly what it seems. So in describing the beer, the brewery starts out by posing a question. If you can turn an India Pale Ale black, can you turn a black IPA pale? And that, I know. Fool's errand. That's what they tried to do. They say, we've packed this brew full of hops and deliciously roasty things that give this beer its IPA credentials, as well as the flavor of a black beer, without affecting the super pale color. Close your eyes and take a sip. You'd never expect this to be light in color. It's a contradiction in terms that contradicts itself in the glass. All very meta. I don't actually really know what that's supposed to mean as far as what the beer actually is.
Dutch can explain exactly what that means.
Please do.
They dry hopped a blonde stout.
Oh, man.
Sensory deprivation.
They block.
You need to do this, Pim. Dry hopped lawn stout.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called sensory deprivation. It's just on the board.
Yeah.
Wow.
At Mad Chef.
We should dry hop it aggressively then next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, these guys decided to go the extra step and twist it as an IPA that was turned black and then back, I
The
guess.
Welsh are a special breed.
Yeah.
So if you're going to aggressively dry hop, does that mean you're going to just like over dry hop it, or are you going to like
No, you're gonna do it angry.
yell mad things and
you're gonna
Shake it.
get in there, get in there.
And there you hop.
I fucking hate my mother-in-law.
All of the above. All of the above. All of the above.
Wow.
I'm sure your mother-in-law's a
I
lovely
love
person.
my mother-in-law.
I just want to say for now that was not directed at anyone in particular's mother-in-law. That was just a
I love
thing.
her to death. All right. Oh, fuck off.
Is she outside that window next to you? Is that why you're saying that?
Maybe, but you never know if she's gonna listen or not. So I want to be in the good side of this shit.
No,
Fuck off.
she's the camera person.
Right there.
But yeah, so that's what this beer is. They didn't know what to call it. They thought, oh, this is such a paradox of a beer. They were going to turn to a random name generator, and then they just decided to name it Random Name Generator. So we have come to my favorite part of the game, which is the penultimate beer of the game. We've got this and one more afterwards, and we are on to Greg to guess first on this one. Our beer this time around is called Beard Tongue. One word. Is that real or fake? Beard.
It sounds like a description for Francisco.
Beard tongue.
I mean, that's where I first go with that. But
Fair.
Get the tonton.
beard tongue. I'm gonna go. What the hell? I'll go real.
All right. Greg is saying that is real. Dutch, you're up next. What do you think?
Let's go not real.
All right. No faith in that one from Dutch. Dan?
I'm also going to say not real.
Oh, okay. All right, you guys must really like syllables because you could have just said fake. Steph?
Yeah.
Cascadian Dark Ale.
What do you think, Steph? Real or fake?
I'm gonna say real.
Steph is saying it's real. We've got a lot. We've got 2 reals. We've got 2 fakes. Francisco, who are you going to side with?
I like the beer Tong. So
I can't help
Does
but
that mean you're
picture
saying-
like that's like your Law and Order sound
yeah.
Tong tong.
in the criminal justice system.
Tong tong.
Point? Are you saying it's real? Wait,
Sorry.
I'm sure what's happening. Yeah?
Yes, apparently that's,
Yes.
that's what he's yes.
See, he said I, and I didn't know if he meant like the letter I or like AYE. Like
It's a beer Tong.
Oh, dong, dong.
Oh my god.
It's real. It's real. Everybody
Is it
said
real?
is correct. It is in fact real. Steph,
Wow.
Francisco, Greg, you all said real.
Nice.
Oh man.
You are correct. This one is a cask red ale that also comes from the UK. This time it is from Reunion Ales in West London. It's labeled simply as a complex ruby beer, but the full description cuts no corners on flowery language and reads as follows. Beard Tongue pours a deep ruby red. An aroma of dried berries and caramel is the precursor to a complex taste. Some will speak of fruits, others mellow toffee with licorice and coffee notes. The North Down and English Cascade hops combine marvelously with the stronger, more kilned malts. Can you perceive the oats?
They should.
Dong, dong.
They need to double dry hop it and call it beard tong tong.
Yeah, right.
Tong.
Tong tong.
Aggressively.
Aggressively. And that is the important part. It must be aggressive.
Pam, when we brew that Schwartz beer, we are hopping it aggressively.
Aggressively hopped.
Aggressive
towards
Just
beer.
I'm in.
get everything off your chest when you throw those hops in there.
As AF, yes.
That one should be called Beyond
As
Meat
a-
Dress.
Yeah.
I like Beyond Meat Dress. That was a good one.
Beyond me. That's the Roush beer. Okay, we have 2 beers.
There we go.
Smoky.
There we go.
Jane
We have 1 beer left in the game. So at this point, we're going to add up the scores real quick to see where everybody stands, so that we can bestow an advantage upon those who may be trailing behind their competitors. And taking a look at the scoreboard, we have a 4-way tie
Oh shit.
vying for victory
Ooh.
with 3 points each. Dan, Steph, Francisco, and Greg, all poised to win the game.
Oops.
Sitting at the bottom with 1 point and
Sorry,
absolutely
Dutch.
no hope is our friend Dutch.
You know what, though? The Brewers always do the worst in this game.
This is true.
Yeah. We just make the beer, okay?
Yeah,
Like, I don't want to
Oh,
be
'cause
bothered
you
to
think
name
too
it.
much about the name.
yeah,
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
They
Yeah.
overanalyze.
Yep, that's true. That's true. So what we normally do is we let the person who is in the lowest position at the moment guess last, because that is the best position to be in. So you
This
can
is
see
a double jeopardy, so you know
what everyone can say. However, even with that handicap, there is no way you can win this game.
No.
He only has
If-
1 point.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking he was 1 point behind.
No, he has 1
No, no.
point. Everybody
okay,
else has
so
3.
if Pim gets it right, he can get like 5 points or something.
Sure.
What? Street
Maybe.
cred. Street cred.
It doesn't matter.
That's true. There's no punishment.
Nothing matters. So we're going to just start with Dan again.
Really? Oh,
That's what we're going to do, and we're going to make our way
Oh shit.
down to Dutch. Our last beer of the game, tell me, is this real or is it fake? It's called Pump Up the Clam.
I'm gonna say fake.
Dan is
Pump
saying...
up the
God, I
clam,
fucking
pump
hope
it
it's
up.
fake.
Dan is
The
saying that...
clam or the clamp?
No, the clam. Like the seafood.
Yeah.
Because it's not
That's
the
an
shellfish.
extra stout right there.
Steph,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I'm saying real.
Steph saying that is real. Francisco?
Fuck it, real.
All right. Francisco saying fuck it real. Greg?
Yeah, I mean, it sounds like an oatmeal stout or an oyster stout.
An oyster stout, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Saying that is real. And finally, Dutch.
I think it's real because what's the beer in Mexico they make with clam juice and
Oh.
I will tell you all about it. It's a Clamato Enchilada.
Yes. What do
Yes.
Say it one more time.
Chelada?
Yes, michelada.
Yeah.
Michelada.
Michelada, it's real.
All right. Everybody except Dan said it was real. Everybody except Dan is wrong because it's fake. It is fake. Yes.
Damn it.
I have my reason for saying fake, and it's because we had 3 reels in a row.
Yeah.
Can we
So
brew
You can brew that if you want.
Yeah.
the grand prize to the winner is the first anal swab in the U.S.? Is that
Listen,
right?
no,
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
you got to go back in time like 6 months to claim that.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, the first anal swab has long
Oh.
since happened, apparently.
Did that just happen? Did that-
He's staying with it.
Listen, quarantine does weird things to people. I got bored and curious.
Good.
I just want to know why you stopped at a swab.
So you and a Q-tip.
What makes you think I did?
I should have been
I
more
get it.
specific. I should have said
I get it.
the first COVID-19 anal swab test. But yeah.
2021.
All right, so go back 5 months. Fine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so
So in that.
I have some follow-up commentary if anyone's interested. Yeah, so like we said, clams and beer is not unheard of. And our patrons may remember Bud Light Lime Clamato Chelada, which was the punishment in our punishment video when we recorded at Levante before COVID, when we could do that.
God, Spencer was all in for that.
Yeah, and our friend Spencer there. That's a good video. If you're a patron and you haven't seen it, go to our Patreon and look up the punishment video.
What
from
do you call the
Levante.
kind of the whispering stuff he did?
Oh, the ASMR. There's a lot of ASMR
Yeah.
action.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That was weird.
That was a good episode. Look up the episode. If you're a patron, look up the punishment video and listen to the last call. Like, that was really cool.
We were
But-
all slammed into an office.
Yeah, that was a fun night. But this, however, is not a beer. This, however, a chowder restaurant that appears in the TV show The Good Place.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
Oh!
yeah. And
That's
Good
why
Place.
I've heard it before.
that supposedly has a clam chowder fountain, along with another establishment, which is a Little Bit Chowder now, which boasts a lazy river of chowder. So, chowder.
God, that show was so good.
Yeah, Ted
Sounds like
Danson, Kristen
Utopia.
Bell. It's a really good TV show. If you haven't heard of The Good Place, you should look it up.
No, I know. I can smell it over here.
It's
What, the clam
I'm
chowder
going
or
Slim Sheffy.
oh no.
I'm drinking Slim Sheffy right now.
Damn it, doesn't it smell phenomenal?
And it tastes phenomenal.
Thank you.
So we're gonna add up the scores real quick and see who won. There's no surprise here because we knew what was on the line going to that last question. Dan was the only one who got it right, which makes Dan our big winner. Dan has 4 out of 5 points. Congratulations. Coming in a 3-way tie for second place, a Polish pickle parade, not quite a German sparkle party. We have Steph, Francisco, and Greg. Sitting at the bottom, still with only 1 point to his name, is our friend Dutch, but that's fine. We forgive you because you make the delicious beer that we love to drink. So it doesn't
I
matter
would
if you know.
say HK. Who cares? You know.
Except that would be WK, but
You spell
Wait, no,
cares
actually-
with a K.
It would be neither of those.
WC.
water closet? Wait a
Also
minute.
water
now.
closet.
It's like you know I have to pee.
Okay.
So that's where everything stands. Thanks so much for playing, everyone.
Is
You
that a dad joke right there?
gave it your best. He's got children. We've
Yeah,
seen
it's
them on
true.
the
He's-
show.
he's a bona
We
fide
have
dad.
proof, so he's allowed.
I say HK all the time, and people are like, "Yeah, who cares?" And
Yeah,
I
who
was like, "You don't know how to spell. I don't care."
I like that one, HK.
HK, man, who cares?
So yeah, Dan,
I
our
love
big
it.
winner.
I'm using that.
Adding to his piles of happy fun time victories. Thanks so much for watching. This is, though, the part of the podcast where we're going to shout out to our most generous patrons on Patreon, people who support the podcast and help us keep producing this content for you. We would like to thank the following individuals very sincerely, beginning with Chris Mahoney. And then Dana.
Baby steps.
Sean Sullivan.
Oh, I say that.
There's a theme.
Hell.
You know how many sound clips there are of you on our soundboard?
Don't say that because I think
I
there's only
say
3.
that.
Oh, actually, I guess there's really. Sean Sullivan. PA Brew Review.
Zoom slap, baby, zoom slap.
That was catchy. Topher Simmons.
I'm going to go with the Belgian Piss.
Poor Man's Brewing Company.
You're proud of yourself for your choices, aren't you?
I remember that. Jill Chivers.
It's a shoot, Steph.
James Lamberg.
Those holes were filled.
Eric Dixon.
Peanuts.
Jen McDonald.
I think it's number 2.
Brian Mills.
This sausage is DTF.
Oh, I love that one. Ron McDonald.
We even soak the beans.
And finally, the one and only, that is No Baloney, Joe Mansell.
In a can.
Thank you, Joe, and everyone else. If you want to find out how you can get your name on this list, you can get your name in the credits to these videos, you can get behind-the-scenes perks, you can get invited to podcast events. Go to patreon.com/beerbusters to sign up to become a patron of the podcast. If you can't afford to or don't want to, just, like, subscribe, comment to this YouTube video, and follow us and subscribe to us on your podcatcher, and tell your friends. Thanks for watching, and cheers. And now we must pay our tab.
I'm going to swab my ass.
Good job.
Say, Yvonne, remember when I said I'd have to send away to NASA to calculate your bar tab?
Oh, yeah. We all had a good laugh, Mo.
The results came back today. You owe me $70 billion.
This episode is brought to you by Vinyl Me Please. Vinyl Me Please is a Record of the Month club. Every month, they feature one album that is essential to the modern vinyl collection. They send it to thousands of members worldwide. As a member, you're going to get features you won't find anywhere else, like bonus tracks, inserts, colored variants, 12x12 exclusive album-inspired art, and even a custom cocktail pairing recipe. They work closely with the label and artist to come up with something you're not going to find anywhere else. Colored vinyl, custom lyric books, and personal notes from the artist. The membership is flexible and will work for you and with you. And they know that trusting someone else with your music can be pretty scary, which is why you can substitute a record of the month with one from the VMP archives. There's no contract, no strings, no guilt trips, and you can cancel at any time, and they don't have any hidden fees, including shipping. Shipping is included with your membership. A couple examples of VMP artists of the month include Van Morrison, Queen, Muddy Waters, Beck, Mitski, Arctic Monkeys, Miles Davis, and Weezer. To find out more and sign up today, head over to joinvmp.com/beerbusters. Again, that is joinvmp.com/beerbusters.
Steph, I think he's pretty close to doing the rap.
No, I ain't.
I think he is.
That's the beauty of a 4%er.
You just slammed
4%.
You slammed that dark and dank. That's 6.2.
Yeah, but you know what? That's like, it's been in between how many 2 hours is legal.
My name's Francisco, and I'm here to say.
Always Slim Shady is here to stay.
It sounded like you said Slim Shitty.
Okay, I need to find these lyrics.
You do
You
need
said
to.
they're posted on
yeah.
Facebook. The Book of the Face.
The Book of the Face.
Oh, I always love how you guys do the football specials. Like the inspired food specials from
this last round was Greg's idea.
Good job, Greg.
We will do it again.
How long ago was this?
Was
last weekend.
I got it.
Where was it?
I got it. It's in one of our comments. January 18th.
Oh, I went to. Oh, it's in a comment. It's not in the post.
Yeah, I know you probably can't see that, so I'm going to take a picture.
That ain't gonna.
So this person just wrote the lyrics. They didn't like perform them though. It's not like a video or something.
Oh no.
I was gonna say that'd be cool. We go play the audio.
It's in a comment?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he put it on a post.
All right, Tim Allen.
Nice.
That's the second time his name came up today.
I'm dressed for it.
Yeah, you are.
Like Al Borland.
Yeah.
Hold on, Pim. You could totally be the neighbor over the fence.
Oh, was it Wilson? Is that what it was?
Wilson.
Wilson W.
Yeah,
Wilson?
you've kind of got a
the
Wilson
neighbor from,
voice, and with the beanie, like.
Oh, hey, neighbor.
Yep.
That is,
there you go.
he
sounded just like him.
This is surprisingly not the first Home Improvement reference that I have been part of today. Also,
I get made fun
Us
of.
too.
In case anyone was wondering,
Can't see it.
I just sent it to you, Steph.
I'm reading it. I'm
See,
waiting
here-
for Francisco.
Greg is on a mission, and
I don't
Francisco
have
has had
it,
a lot of
and
beer.
I ain't reading it.
All right, I sent it to Wayne and Dan.
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Someone is singing this. We're not ending
I'm
this
not.
podcast without
I'll be
this
honest
happening.
with you. I'm gonna bastard
Here's my
the shit
prediction.
out of it.
Here's my prediction. If one of us starts singing this, Francisco is going to join in.
I'll
That's
do
my
the.
May I
the
have
chorus
your
part of
attention,
it, but
please?
I'm gonna fuck it up real bad.
I mean, I'll totally Google like karaoke track for Slim Shady.
Oh Jesus!
Boop, 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 boop,
All right, guys.
boop, boop, boop.
Thanks for the game.
We're gonna have a problem here.
I'm gonna bounce.
All right,
Aw.
Greg.
Greg.
It was
It's
amazing to
always
see
good
you.
to see
Yes,
you.
absolutely was.
Great to see you guys too. Glad we could spring this expansion and
Yeah.
position with you guys. So
I'm impressed that you kept it a secret from us and we didn't figure it out.
No, we wanted to make sure that I spill the beans here. So.
The beans have been
We did.
spilled. Super exciting. I'm really excited to see how that space fills out.
Yeah, I
as
can't wait to
time goes
come
on.
in and see
Yeah,
the new space
That's really cool.
after April 1st.
well, you can come anytime, and we can bring you over and show it to you.
Well, true. But I
You just
mean,
have
in
to let us
all
know
of,
you're coming.
in all of your its glory. Yeah, I can't just be a ninja and sneak in and get beer and leave.
Right? Yeah, for sure. All right, Dutch. Thanks for joining. Did you have fun?
Always. Thanks for the heads up.
All right, guys. We'll see you.
All right,
Greg.
see you, Greg. Thank you.
See you, Greg.
Maybe we tried to make this happen in last call. What do you think?
I mean, maybe.
Maybe.
I'll be good.
I want to look at
So
this.
I do want to talk about Slim Sheffy, though.
Yes.
I want to talk about the beer and the name, of course.
Okay.
So, Pam, why don't you tell us about the beer first?
The beer, I'm not going to spend much time on it because this is kind of like Fran's baby.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but we did for a long time have on our queue, I like to say queue because it sounds better than list. We had a queue to make a low carb beer. And we tried once to use just temperature, yeast, and time to let low carb happen.
Mm-hmm.
And now the name's escaping me. Maybe Fran will fill me in. We brewed.
Whatever.
Yeah, we brewed a really low gravity lager, dry hop.
Oh, it was Jesus. What was it?
Was it Hop Looking at Me Swan or
That's like
no?
might have been
It was going to be called Mad Carb. Oh, Hop Johnny.
Hop Johnny. That's
Hop
what
Johnny
it
Hop.
was.
So that was the other derivative of
Yeah, man.
dough. We basically made a really low gravity Johnny dough, dry hopped it aggressively.
Aggressive. Was there ever
we
a
sent
beer
it-
that was actually named Hop Looking at Me Swan? Because I fucking love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we did.
It
have
happened?
we did
Okay,
have
good.
one.
Oh, thank God.
Hop Looking at Me Swan was a fresh cut Pilsner type beer, but
I just have to. I'm sorry. I just have to interject for a second and give props to Francisco, who is now going to drinking straight from the crowler.
That's what
Yes,
you do.
Yes, I
Greg
am.
is gone.
Duchess as well.
The glasses. So what am I supposed to do?
We did have it.
No, it's just funny because you guys were dumping out your nice little 5 ounces the whole time, and now you're just
Yeah.
like, fuck it, straight to the dome.
Well, I don't have any glasses anymore. What am I supposed to do? Put it in my gut, mine.
Look,
Steph is
We-
showing us
we
a
can't- we
blown
can't.
out
we
phone
drank
screen.
Hop Looking at Me, and we drank it on my birthday.
Hey.
Okay.
Just saying.
we brewed lots of low gravity session dry hopped lagers, but Fran really wanted one in the 3 to 4 carbs per 12-ounce can format because we saw these slightly mighties, easy ringers, daytime, a lot of these commercial examples of really delicious beers that have low carbs and they're keto friendly. So we brewed one that was called Hop Johnny Hop, and we sent it out to a lab. It came back and it was like not way high, but pretty high on carbs compared to those examples. And then we brewed one. We got some enzyme, which is called Amylo 300, available through a brewer supply group, and you add it to the beer, and it kind of attenuates the beer to the point where carbs disappear from the beer. It basically ferments and ferments and ferments, so carbs are gone, which, you know, does take the ABV up slightly, but we're still talking about 4% alcohol. So we sent this last one out, which is what you're drinking, Slim Sheffy. I think it was 3.9 carbs for a 12-ounce serving, which is in line with Daytime, Slightly Mighty, all those.
No, it was 3.6, but then when we added it was 4.
Oh yeah, for a pint.
16 ounce, yeah.
So, but Fran is behind the dry hopping. Fran is behind the motivation to do it. I really wouldn't be brewing low carb beers, but I'm so happy with it. I think it turned out amazing. It's super sessionable. It's not dry. It's not overly, like brewed IPAs do the same thing basically with the enzyme, but this beer has like a hop sweetness to it. It's got Nelson hops in it. Those are hard to get.
Yeah.
And very noticeable. So Fran, this is.
I know. I mean, listen, he put it in a nice way. All I said was, I'm tired of goddamn buying beer outside. Like the distributor, and the dude looks at me like, don't you own a brewery? I was like, hey, whatever, but we don't have a low carb beer. So now, if you known, I've been
lost like 100 pounds.
It's been about a year now,
maybe more,
and being about 97 pounds less. Doing the keto, whatever it is. Diet. So,
I mean, at that point, if it's 97, just round up, call it. Just
say 100.
Just claim it.
Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, also
awesome.
congratulations. That's
cool.
Amazing.
Thank you.
That's
so
great.
it was just, I just got tired of just, listen, there were so many great beers out there, but you're an owner of a brewery, and then you show up to the distributor, and the dude knows who you are. He's like, where are you buying all these beers? Like, because we don't fucking have a low carb beer, So we went. I got these guys into this thing of like, okay, let's try to do this. First time we tried it, kind of, it worked. I mean,
it's a good beer.
Phenomenal beer, but we missed our marks, and so we did a little more research. I reached out a couple other breweries that were doing kind of the same thing, and these guys, Pim and Ben nailed the recipe, and we got a beer now that it's 4 carbs for 16 ounces. It's 4 ABV, but I mean, when you're drinking it, and Steph, you can say, I mean, you're drinking it, you don't lose the flavor. I mean, there is everything that you want out of a IPA is there. It's still got a little bit of a thin body. Yes, it's a little bit on the dry side, but I mean, it doesn't taste like it. And it, and the beauty of it is you can drink a bunch of it and you don't.
The top sweetness,
It's definitely a little. It's thinner, but not in a negative way to describe the beer. Like the thin is definitely more on. It's a drier.
It's
feel,
a drier beer.
But the flavor is so satisfying that I think this is really great, because as someone who, I don't care about the carbs in it, I'm drinking beer, I don't care. Like it's satisfying and I'm enjoying it, and I would drink more of it. But I know there are a lot of people that are living this lifestyle right now, and this is such a great option for them to still be able to have beer in their life, but not have all of the carbs.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great beer.
We talked about it, and we were going back and forth, and we had really a great variety of hops in house, and we threw all the hops that we knew that were going to linger in your palate, and they would give you a little bit more of give you that like false mouth feel, because it does. I mean, the Nelson, what else do we put in that?
Sabro, Nelson.
Sabro.
Nelson Mosaic.
And so it's just.
Man, I love their pizza.
All those hops are huge, are big. Nelson by itself, and you put Nelson in, it just takes over. So it's the first thing, it reeks like really danky, resiny. So the smell and the flavor, and it doesn't, resembles what the beer truly is. But I mean, for somebody that is looking for an option that is low carb, low ABV, you're not missing flavor, aroma, or texture in this beer. That's where we were. We were very happy of, brewing this beer and kind of the aspects of it.
So, Francisco, since you are now half the man you used to be, does this mean that your alcohol tolerance has greatly decreased as well?
Oh, it's terrible now. Jesus, I'm a lightweight now.
I don't think I've ever seen you tipsy before, and I've seen you drink a lot of beer.
I'm right there right now. Listen, it is unreal now, but it's with all the demands that the business now is and everything. I mean, I wanted to be here for a long time, and super passionate about what I do, and it just got to a point where I love food, I love beer, and it just escapes away from you. So
can I
great change.
Can I play devil's advocate for a second?
Yeah.
I was once told by a restaurant owner here in Philly that you should never trust a skinny chef.
Don't ever trust a skinny chef. That's why the chef will never get skinny.
That being said,
Listen,
I will trust you until the end of time when it comes to food and beer.
I appreciate it. Listen, it's been 5.5 years of a glorious run. Whatever is installed to us, let it be. We've been blessed. We're happy to do what we love to do, and I'm glad that we have folks that come in and give us the opportunity to continue to do what we truly, truly are passionate about. So it's food, beer, and above everything else, service.
Yeah. So I want to take it back like 2 hours ago, and you were talking about how throughout COVID and trying to figure out ways of still like keeping it fresh for people coming in. That you had the specials, you had like the mac and cheese stuff, and he said two of my favorite words when they're next to each other: chicken sandwich.
Yeah,
it's a insanity bowl.
I have been trying to eat
a
healthier.
Nashville hot chicken.
Ultimately I was going to ask that question. I've been trying to eat healthier, and that's like the bane of my existence is a chicken sandwich. But like I had a healthy lunch and dinner. Talk to me about these chicken sandwiches because I want to feel like I ate one.
We're finally getting to the chicken sandwiches. This is the real.
This is how it goes. Everybody does a chicken breast, and for us, chicken breast is delicious, but chicken thigh is just so moist and it's flavorful. And so we went with a chicken thigh. We clean it thoroughly so it's skinless, boneless. And then we marinate it over about 24 hours on a buttermilk, pickle juice, brine, so to speak. Then we season it up. We flour it. We fry it once. And then to order, we dip it in a batter again. We put it in flour again. So it gets this like double crunch. So it is extra crispy, extra moist. And now that's the base of it. The bun is always stays the same. We do a brioche bun, so it's sweet, pillowy, just phenomenal. Now, right now we have two that are always running. We have a pizzaiolo, which it's mozzarella. It's got marinara sauce and pepperoni. And then we have a southern style, which we do habanero pimento cheese spread and fried green tomatoes and pickles. That's our two. Every week it changes. Last week we had a Jamaican jerk. This week we're doing a chicken marsala. So we did a marsala sauce with a bunch of mushrooms, marsala wine, So we put that on top, and then we made our own ricotta. So we do our ricotta, and we put orange zest, lemon zest, fresh basil, oregano, a little bit of fennel pollen on it, and it just, all the flavors just always work. So you always have two and one that it always switch every week. I mean, we couldn't invent it any other way. Last week we did it was Tampa Bay, so we did a Floridian spin on it, and we had a guava barbecue sauce with a citrus slaw on it. I mean, sky's the limit on what we can do with those.
So this backfired triumphantly, and I'm fucking starving right now.
I'm sorry, you made.
Oh
me
no,
talk
I
all
know,
food.
I did. I thought it would
You
work.
don't understand that I'm already have a bunch of beers in me that
Me too.
very well. And then you asked me to talk about something that I'm extremely passionate about.
Oh my God. I wish our listeners could see Dan's face through that entire thing.
Oh no, I saw you take a picture.
Yeah. I put it on our Insta story.
Good,
so
good.
Was
it'll
enraptured.
be gone
Yeah.
in 24 hours.
All it is you need to come out and we'll do a sampler just for you.
Oh my God.
Oh shit.
Sandwich, but
We should. You should have a chicken.
You don't get all three of them, but we'll make it smaller. I don't know. We'll do
a chicken sandwich flight of like little like
there you
sliders.
go.
Different
That's
chicken.
genius.
That's
I'll come out and we'll pair it with a different beer for each one of them.
and listen.
Oh my!
Honestly,
No, you're onto something. A flight of like chicken sandwich sliders
Chicken
with a
sandwich
flight of
and
beer.
beer.
There's so many.
There you
There's
go.
so many more things you. There's so many more things you can do. Oh my God! And there's the Instagram already. It's that fast.
Thank you, Dutch. Thank you for showing that.
There's so many more things you can do with a chicken sandwich than you can with like a burger. You can do a lot with a burger, but I feel like a chicken sandwich has like way more possibilities. So I think that's a cool idea.
We are committed every week to come up with something new, man.
Although you did mention Tampa Bay and Florida and inspiration.
This is going to be a stretch. I know where your question's going. This is a stretch, but go ahead.
It's not a question. I'm just saying.
Go Eagles.
It's a recommendation. I don't follow sports, so whatever. But it's just a recommendation. I think one of your specials should be like an intentionally disgusting sandwich, and it should be called the Florida Man.
All right, I like that. That's not where I thought that was going.
There you go.
Also, by the way, I don't think I've ever heard a better business idea than a flight of chicken sandwiches.
There you go.
And it could be
I'm
called.
in.
We could start a whole business and go Flight of the Chickens.
Nice.
There you
Nice.
go.
So I have to ask, because I'm an asshole to myself. Have you done a Nashville hot chicken sandwich? Please say no.
We have.
Oh, I mean,
We
please.
have.
Okay, so you said yes. Are you going to do it again?
Yes, we can. You let me know when you're heading up this way.
I can be there tomorrow.
Sure that weekend we'll do a specials just around. How about that?
The Dan Baker special.
I can be there tomorrow.
Oh my God.
You got to give me a break. You got to give me about 2 weeks.
2 weeks? All right, fine. In 2 weeks.
Ahead of
In
my
2 weeks.
specials.
What's 2 weeks from now? 2 weeks from now is going to be. Is that going to be Valentine's Day weekend? I got shit to do that weekend. I'll be there.
All right. So then 2
And
weeks
by shit, he means
now
nothing.
we'll come up with a Nashville special and we'll put it on. That sounds
Boom.
like a plan. I got no issues with
That's the
that.
day before my second COVID vax.
Oh, that's right.
There you
That's right.
go.
Can I break a mirror when I'm there?
If the mirrors are here, go ahead.
I want to be there for this. If you're seriously going to Mad Chef, you better tell me.
Especially if you're breaking fucking mirrors.
Yeah, I know, right? I want to
I'm
insta
down with
this
it. If
shit.
the mirrors are here, I'll leave. Actually, I'll make sure that they fucking leave one just for that. You can break it.
It's like one of those.
All that.
It's like the room at the Flyers where it's like you go in and you just break shit. Just like
I
pay
will-
$20 and go and just break whatever the fuck you can in 5 minutes.
Between
If all permits come in next week, we start demo next week. which we need.
I'm good at that part. I'm real bad at everything
Dan
else in
just
life, but
break
I'm
shit.
good at breaking stuff.
just
There you
Google
go.
a good like boilerplate waiver that he can sign.
Sounds good. We'll do. We'll sign it.
I, Daniel Baker, will not sue Mad Chef for any reason
Ever.
Yep.
in perpetuity.
Damn.
Just sweep up that glass and you're good to go.
Here you go.
I also will expect to take a Sixtel home that I mean, I'll gladly obviously pay you for it.
That's fine.
But I got an empty kegerator right here.
Listen,
take
I
care of it.
think we're burying the lead here. If you get Dan to sign a contract that says he will never ever sue you for the rest of his natural life,
We can give him
the
a
shit you
six,
can
so-
get away with when it comes to
Yeah,
that.
But what
perfect.
about my unnatural
Shit.
life?
Through the shit that we're gonna put him through, we'll give him the 6-0.
Oh, this is great. This is great.
For your pain and suffering.
Yeah. Hey man.
I think we need to wrap
I was
this
gonna
so
say,
we can
yeah.
get to last call because Chef is gonna sing Slim Sheffy in last call. Chef is like slamming crowds. Keep this moving.
There's nothing in him. That's what I'm so sad of.
I gotta keep drinking if I'm talking to you assholes.
Wait, are you out of beer?
I am out of beer.
You're
Man,
next
imagine-
door to the brewery.
That you own.
Can't you
Yeah,
just
but the problem is there is still a wall that
You don't
Hold
have
on.
away
keys?
from it.
No, you should text someone that works, one of your family members over there, and say, "Can you bring me a
Tell him,
beer?"
Hey, I'm desperately dying over here.
Yeah.
Yeah, almost about to close out, so we should be good. It's been a good night.
It absolutely has, but the night is not over yet, especially for you listening to this. If you are a patron, you get to go to last call. That's right. You get to click through to last call, even though you got to close this app and open up another one and then sign in and then go to last call. But you're going to listen to it once you find it, and it's going to be amazing because it is never a dull moment when we have the fine folks from Mad Chef on, including the Mad Chef himself.
Ooh, yeah.
So if the people that are listening right now would like to find more about Mad Chef, where should they go, Francisco? Or Dutch. I mean, whoever wants to chime in.
Go ahead, Pam.
Whoever's least intoxicated.
We have a really good social media employee that really represents us well. Alexis Ryan. She worked with us for a long time and now is doing our social media. And our website is always updated. So you can go to the website, madchefbrewery.com. Is that it, Francisco?
Yeah, www.madchefbrewing.com.
Yep. And the Instagram is also hot, as I would say, with all of Francisco's specials every week and beer releases and stuff like that. So
Can I got to interrupt for a second because neither of you got your own website, right?
No, it's not. And I was just gonna say, it's
Didn't we?
madchefcraftbrewing.com.
That's what I said.
No, you
Mad
didn't.
Chef Craft Brewing on all the socials.
Yep. Thank you so much for knowing our handle.
Oh,
That's why I don't run it.
yeah, right. And of course, you listen to this now if you want to follow along on Beer Busters, and we will link the appropriate handles and websites.
Yeah, you can go to beerbustersthepodcast.com.
I wish that was it.
Yeah, I mean,
That's a good one.
a couple of years
should
ago,
probably buy that up
we
before
should.
this episode releases.
Let's do it right now. I mean, Lord knows Bluehost is charging us enough. Yeah, remember, at Beer Busters on Twitter and Instagram, Facebook, we are Beer Busters Podcast. There is also beerbusterspodcast.com/shop. And, of course, there is Patreon, as we've already said. Find your way into Last Call and various other goodies. All for as little as $1 a month. You know, we haven't said that part in a while. You got
That's true.
You got $1. You're not going to Starbucks as much anymore. Just like your coffee money, just be like, here you go, Beer Busters.
The least you can give us is
and to
$1
get
a
more
month.
content. And I may have drunkenly floated the idea to Wayne recently about other content. So we'll see what's going to happen. I just want to say the word content because that's that's what you and for anybody who may have listened to last episode and may not have realized it, I was joking. We don't have an OnlyFans.
I don't remember that.
I tried to forget it, but he won't let me.
No, I just it's a solid platform that is for content creators.
Buy shit in the shop too. That supports us.
Yes, do that. Obviously, and I haven't said this in a while to you listening. Thank you for listening. Chances are you have stumbled into a lot of content. There's the word again. Over the past year and change because we've all had extra time and need to look at things that we need to feel good and try to forget about a lot of the outside world. Thank you for spending the time with us and making sure that you are here along for the ride. It does not go unappreciated. You are a rock star. If you feel so inclined, rating or review for whatever podcast app you're listening to us in. Yeah, throw us whatever rating you feel is appropriate. We appreciate 5 stars, but be honest. Just don't be mean. And do that for every podcast that you listen to because that is
that
our
was
currency.
from the heart.
It was.
See, you care.
I'm saying it from the heart because Mad Chef is always from the heart.
Look into
listen,
your heart.
We care and we love what we do.
That's awesome. I mean, we got a lounge singer right here next to me.
There you go. I mean, you can just add
That
it
is
to-
American singer-songwriter Bryan Adams.
You can do the, may I have your attention, please?
That is Canadian singer-songwriter.
Let's end this and get the last call.
Yeah, we gotta. There's gonna be a rap that is coming. So if you're a patron, go through to last call. If you're not a patron, sign up so you can hear a rap
There
that
we
is
go.
coming. But unfortunately, that does bring us to the end of another episode of Beer Busters, and it has been a phenomenal ride, as it always is when we had Mad Chef on the show. Francisco, Dutch, thank you both. And of course, thanks to Greg, who had to jet a little earlier. You guys, I meant it when I said it, that everything you do is with love, and it comes across as somebody who has been there many times and has gotten the food and the drinks and will continue to do so.
Thank you.
Of course. Well, hey, my name is Dan Baker. I am joined by my co-host and brewologist,
Steph Hefner.
and of course, the demented and fermented
Wayne Baker.
Remember, no baby chicks were harmed in this episode. I'll see you next time.
Are you ever going to consider getting a longer clip for the outro music?
No, I feel like that was timed properly.
We're always
It
vamping for like ages.
I thought that was natural.
Well, now it's not. Stop the podcast.